making it easier to check public records and get death certificates. Not everyone can afford to use a funeral home after the death of a loved one. Some people prefer to or can only afford to do a home funeral. However, this can make it a bit difficult for people to get the death certificates for their loved ones. The majority of death certificates are filled by the funeral director, so the process tends to be confusing and hard to follow for individuals. Although, in many cases, it is legal for these people to apply for the certificates. This process requires the Vital Records Department to check public records and put together all the necessary information, and there is a relatively large fee to get this done. In Utah, they are now trying to make this process a bit easier and less expensive for individuals to undertake. There are a number of things that they are trying to do in order to make death certificates easier for individuals to apply for and obtain. The first thing they are trying to do is to get the fees lowered so that it's not too expensive for the people to get these records. It doesn't actually take long for the workers to put together the required information to prepare death certificates, so it shouldn't cost so much money to obtain them. As individuals aren't as familiar with the procedures, it takes more work on the part of the employees than it does when funeral directors apply for these certificates. So this is the reason given for the higher fees. The next way they are trying to make their process easier, at least in Utah County, is to find the information needed for those who want to have funerals at home. They want the county website to display this information in such a way that is easier for people to find. This means they will know what they need in the way of necessary forms and files. They also want the necessary paperwork itself to be easier to get a hold of, especially during non-office hours, such as nights and weekends. They are hoping to do this through making the paperwork available at places like police stations and hospitals, which are open even during these times. That way, people can get their hands on the necessary paperwork as soon as they need it, and they won't have to wait for the county offices to open up in order to get started on this process. For more tips and useful information to help you access public records, we recommend visiting public records check websites in order to save time and money.